Some teams in the NBA are actually building for the next decade, but these 5 teams that I'm about to mention are staring at a path with no future, no direction, and no plan. Let's get right into it. Let's start with the Dallas Mavericks. The franchise traded Luka Doncic, a 25-year-old generational superstar, for a 32-year-old Anthony Davis who breaks down every season. Nico Harrison is now fired 9 months later, and thanks to years of short-sighted moves, Dallas barely controls its own draft future. Cooper Flag is the lone bright spot, but the rest of the roster is headed straight towards a fire sale. This is a full organizational failure from top to bottom. Next, we have the New Orleans Pelicans. This might be one of the most depressing situations in the NBA. Zion injured again. DeJounte Murray is out. CJ McCollum gone. And Trey Murphy and Herb Jones are wasting their best years on a franchise that doesn't even know what direction it wants to move in. They even traded away a valuable 2026 pick just to move up to draft Derek Queen, a decision that already looks like a mistake. Attendance is bottom 5. The fan base is disengaged, and the roster is stuck in the mud. This needs to be a full teardown. The Brooklyn Nets have draft picks, but that's not their problem. Their problem is that the franchise consistently mismanages everything that it touches. They botched the KG Paul Pierce trade. They fumbled the KD Kyrie era. They've drafted 5 players this year, and they still can't develop anyone into a foundational piece. They're the worst team in the league with no leadership, no vision, and no identity. Brooklyn isn't a contender, a rebuild, or anything in between. They're just simply lost. This 4th one is surprising. This one is painful because the Kings actually had some momentum. They had Halliburton and Fox. They had the Beam Team energy. They took the defending champs to 7 games. And with a roster full of mismatched pieces, a coach who openly questions his own team, and no clear path forward. The Fox trade really is what set them back light years, and nearly 2 decades of instability continue to define who Sacramento is. 19 years, 1 playoff appearance, 0 series wins. Again, another structural failure. And at number 5, we have none other than the Washington Wizards. Not a disaster, just permanently trapped in mediocrity. They traded Denny Avdija for almost nothing. They still don't have a franchise cornerstone, and year after year they've shown they can draft talent, but they can't develop it. You can't rebuild when you've never built anything stable in the first place. But here's the question: which team is truly in the worst long-term position? Make sure to drop your comments below, and make sure to follow FYF Sports on TikTok for more NBA hard facts.